Supporters of the new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, are out on the streets of Kano to protest against the outcome of the judgment of the appeal court regarding the state governorship election. The protesters are demanding that the Supreme Court should ensure justice ahead of the ruling. The protesters believe that the appeal court did not follow due process in making the last concluded judgment, which affirmed Nasir Gawuna of the All Progressive Congress as the winner of the election. Trust TV correspondent Idris Jibril gathered that the protesters are going around the major streets of Kano.
This is peaceful protest. We are here to show our anger with the outcome of the judgment of the appeal court. The appeal court has sacked our governor, the governor that we have voted. So we are here to show our anger. Therefore, we are here till the justice is being prevailed. The constitution gives us the right to do this, and we are doing it, and we know that the government at the top, and we are sure that the Supreme Court judge will do the best. Our specific demand is for our right to be bestowed, our governor to be returned. We have voted for him. All the world knows that he has gotten more than 1 million votes, and that is the democracy. Democracy is the government for the people, by the people, of the people. And we are voted out. We are voted in, so he should remain in power till 2027.
To discuss this and more on the development, we will be joined by a senator representing Kano South Senatorial District, Senator Kawu Sumaila. He's a member of the new Nigeria People's Party and will help us unbundle some of the many issues tonight. Yes, welcome to the program, distinguished.
Thank you. Well addressed.
Senator, without prejudice to the issue that the case is in court, what is your take on the outcome of the appeal court judgment?
Well, actually, as a member of the party and one of the leaders of NNPP in Kano, of course, a stakeholder in this business, I am not happy and I am totally disappointed with the outcome of the election tribunal judgment. And we are hoping that it will be corrected in the appeal court and the Supreme Court.
Yes, so far the case is in the Supreme Court and some of your members are on the streets of Kano. Is it that you encourage them to go or they made the decision on?
No. You see, democracy is all about people. It's all about people. And it gives a people the opportunity to ventilate their anger through demonstration, through like I'm here to express my view at whatever capacity. I think they are doing it willingly to defend their mandate. Nobody is encouraging them. Nobody. But it is natural in the democratic setting. Demonstration, protest. Even in mature democracy, you will see people on the street demonstrating, going against any policy. It is natural. You can't stop it. It's constitutional. It is going with democracy.
There is allegation that the judiciary is actually under enormous pressure from certain quarters. I don't know those quarters. Do you agree with this? Because if you read newspapers, you can see the approach, the language being used to describe the judiciary is not really palatable.
Well, I don't want to comment on what they are doing. As a parliamentary, as a legislature, we have a system where we are not going or delve into the activities or proceeding of court of law. But actually, when you listen to public commentators, political analysts, even the social critics, all of them are condemning the outcome of the judgment. The judgment. They are complaining that definitely there must be a fragile from somewhere. This is what led to the current situation. And the wahala started when NNPP insists that or start complaining that they apply for the CTC, certified true copy of the judgment, for almost 4 to 5 days. No response from the Court of Appeal. Later on, after 4 days, I think, they release it, and there is serious inconsistency. It is from there. Then the people became alarmed on the situation. But I don't know. We are watching. All I knew is that my party went to Supreme Court to challenge the decision of the Court of Appeal.
Off the record, officials of National Judicial Council, we spoke to some of them. They said it was not actually influenced, NJC, that what happened was you are a legislator and you know how courts take decision, High Court, Appeal Court and Supreme Court. In the case of Appeal Court, in cases like what is happening in Kano, at least 3 judges, are mandated to adjudicate. Now, what we had was that, of course, each and every one of them will come with his own judgment. And at the end of the day, the majority carry the vote. And that 2 agreed, and the last one was the one who had a different opinion. But they were able to convince him, but in the process of compiling that was where the error happened. Yes.
So the most important part of any judgment is the last paragraph of the judgment. The last paragraph. We have discussed a lot here, where blah, 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 blah. At the end, what is the resolution? We resolve. This is what caused the wahala.
The last part.
The last part of the judgment. The last part of the judgment.
And they say it was the secretary of that judge who did not actually reflect his last decision.
So therefore, we are waiting for the NGC to act on him.
What is your expectation at the Supreme Court?
I think, inshallah, we will get it right.
There is this insinuation that once you lose at the Federal High Court or Tribunal, and then you lose at Appeal Court, your chances are really small.
It is not true. It is not true. What happened in Ocean? What happened in Ocean? It is not true. I keep pet to the Supreme Court, and I believe that they will do justice to us.
And some people are also saying many of your members have been compromised because the way they are responding to the situation is unlike Kano man of sorts.
Well, I'm not very much sure on this, but nobody is thinking towards that line. Nobody is thinking. We go into election. We are in the opposition party. We are not controlling the state assembly. We are not in the control of the National Assembly members. We are not in the state government, federal government. Naturally, as typical as third world country is, all the stakeholders in the election, the nomination of the election management team is not from our own party. We want the election, and the outcome of that election from the first leg of the election is 2 senators from our own side, 1 senator. Even in the presidential election, our margin is almost 500,000. Then we have 2 senators with 1 senator from APC. In the House of Representatives, we have 18 members of the House of Representatives. APC has 6. Then in the second leg of the election, the gubernatorial election, the outcome of the election show that there is difference of 100 and almost 30-something thousand votes. And we are controlling 2/3 of the assembly members.
The state assembly?
The state assembly members. We are controlling the 2/3. Therefore, where is the problem? Nobody is contesting that we won the election in Kano. Nobody is contesting it. You knew, I knew, he knew, everybody knew that we won the election.
Then who is interested in maybe snatching?
This is what I want to ask you too.
Well, I did my best. I couldn't figure it out, but I believe as a politician.
Let us pray. Let the God expose those who are behind or one take it behind the scene?
The national chairman of the APC, was heard somewhere saying they have seen the lacuna in the nomination of your candidate, and they just kept quiet.
But there are almost 50 cases, 50 judgment from the from the Supreme Court pronouncement that membership of the party is affairs of pre-election matter. It falls under pre-election period, and the pre-election period is dealt in higher court, Court of Appeal and Supreme Court even before the election. How do you want to say? There are so many cases. I'm not a lawyer, but there are so many cases.
But you have a lot of lawyers around you because you got a lot of troubles from time to time.
There are so many judgments.
So why are they saying Abba Kabir Yusuf is not a member of NNPP? Did you join the party together with him?
No, he joined the party before me, almost 40 days before me.
Are there evidence?
Quite all right, quite all right. There is motion and still picture where he is collecting SPBC. Then and they even tender a register where his name appeared. And let me tell you one thing. The party, we bought a form from the party, and we collected form from INEC too. We filled the form, and the INEC displays the name of Abba Kabir Yusuf as the candidate of NNPP. And even in the pronunciation, when they are announcing the final winner of the election, they announce Abba Kabir Yusuf. It will show you that he come through the process.
Then where are you taking the blame now? Is it that INEC is complicit? Because you can join them in litigations. But
INEC defended us in Court of Appeal.
That they know that your candidate is
yes.
And you are hopeful that in the Supreme Court.
Yes, that is the reason why they staggered the court, starting from Court of Appeal, higher court, Court of Appeal to Supreme Court.
Another issue that is baffling, the mind of many Nigerians is those your votes that were, rendered useless, at the 160-something thousand. Is it that only your votes that were not stamped?
This is what I am asking too. I am totally confused. Is it only NNPP votes are not stamped? One. Secondly, how many votes they tender in the court as an exhibit?
So you're also asking where they got that chunk over 160 votes?
Almost 160. It means it is only NNPP. It clearly shows that someone doing something else.
How peaceful will Kano be in the event that the judgment do not favor your candidate?
I can't. I have the control of myself, and I know we will be law-abiding citizens. And after Supreme Court, there is another court, which we all believe that we will appear before the final judge. It's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yeah, and the issue of, APC also losing grip in Kano. How will they now manage? I'm not trying to preempt the Supreme Court, but trying to gauge the mood, honestly.
You see, our people hate injustice. That is the reason why they are NEP. That is the reason why they are PRP. That is the reason why they are SDP. They hate injustice. And if you are thinking that you must have Kano before you win 2027 election, or you are doing it because of 2027 elections, this is what Kano people are waiting for. Ask Obasanjo, or ask the last election. APC was in control in the center, was in control in the Kano, but what are the end results? You cannot force our people to vote for you.
Yeah, during the presidential election, when we hosted you here, you made mention that APC lost Lagos, right?
Yes.
And APC also lost Kano.
Mm-hmm.
What is the difference between what happened then and now? Is it that they are really trying to, power is trying to take...
No, it is the will of the people. It is the will of the people. And we must respect the will of the people. We must respect it.
And who will enforce that respect?
We politicians. We must believe that there is a starting point and the end point. We must respect the will of the people.
Yeah. And many of our courts, are being called names like, independent, national, electoral court or something like that.
I am totally disturbed. Because the last resort is court. If people believe that they will not get justice in our court, then the consequences will be catastrophic.
And judges are saying they work with facts and figures. For instance, in Kano, you didn't give...
You see, I don't want to go detail. I am not an NNPP lawyer. I am not an APC lawyer. I am not even a lawyer. I am a layman. I am a politician, which I have a political party. I am defending my political party.
But are you convincing your lawyers to actually arm themselves very well ahead of appearance?
I believe so.
Okay, before we leave Kano, I want to have your take on the claim that is karma that is actually affecting what is happening in Kano. Immediately the governor took over, he demolished almost everywhere.
Therefore, it's another issue. You cannot do injustice, or you cannot punish somebody, or because you don't like me, or because he wronged you, then you said you will dealt with me. It is different issue. Which I thought it is before the court will decide on that one.
The actions and inactions of the governor in Kano. Yeah. But are you satisfied with some of his decisions?
Quite all right. I support some of his decisions. He's a human being, but I disagree with him at some extent. This is natural. It is only our prophet, Muhammad, who is 100% perfect. But anybody, even you, Hamza, I can agree with you to certain level. This is what I was trying for.
Senator Ireti Kingibe at the time, she said, who represents the FCT, that over 90% of senators are facing litigation. I don't think if you are facing serious...
I face litigation.
Yeah, but I mean serious litigation.
I don't know what you mean with the serious.
There are some that, they know ab initio that they have case to answer at the courts.
I don't have case to answer.
But you were relaxed of some.
I am very relaxed.
How did you arrive at that? Yes.
Because I know the outcome of my election showed that I won the election woefully. I defeated my opponent woefully. My margin with my opponent is 127,000.
And what do you think your colleagues in the National Assembly should also do to have such an aura, peace of mind that you have?
You see, there are so many issues which we need to discuss as a parliament. Our constitution, our electoral act, then our action as politicians. We must arrive in a position. We must readdress some of the lacunas of the constitution and the electoral act for us to get it right.
Okay, because I know I have many questions there, but before we get there, I want to know, how are you people trying to resolve the crisis in NNPP? Because it's like the party is divided already, it has been taken away from you.
Every political party has a crisis.
But yours appears worse, because the party is barely 1 year. Of course, it has been there for many years. But when Concoso and you people join...
Labour Party too are battling with their own problem.
Where did your problem emanate?
I don't know. It is natural. We are doing an opposition. Go to the Labour Party, they have their own problem.
Yes.
PDP too has their own problem.
And we've been hosting them here. Because
PDP too has their own problem. I think they are even planning to go for mini convention. Therefore, it is not only NNPP. Even APC has a lot of problems. It is because they have a sitting president. That is the reason why they are sitting on their own problem.
Then where is the claim that your leader, Konkoso, has been sacked from NNPP?
Don't mind that. Don't mind them.
Is it that he is still a member of NNPP?
He is a leader of ANPP, not a member of ANPP. A presidential candidate of a ruling of a party. The one who produced senators, members of the House of Representatives, said assembly member and sitting governor. And you are asking me whether he's a member of the party. Who owns the party more than Konkoso?
Yes, I'm just asking because there, you know, in the open, you know, the owners of the party, you know, I mean the original owners, they say they have sacked him. That is my concern.
Who are the original owners? Yes, the party was there since 2002. Quite all right. But what I am saying, a political party, it is not one-man business. It is the amalgamation of so many people. We have a congresses and convention where we selected our members. All of them are critical stakeholders. It is not one man. And it is natural to have a disagreement in a political party, which we will sort ourselves out. We are politicians. It is because of this litigation of Kano. If not, we will call ourselves and discuss our issues and resolve it amicably.
Yes, at the time, we heard that your party, NNPP, said it is amenable. I mean, it is open to partnership with other political parties. Is it that you people use the NNPP as a vehicle to win election?
Every political party is open for discussion. The
Labour Party, you know, condemn Atiku Abubakar for calling for collaboration of political parties in order to confront the
but they must open their door to another interest. Maybe they are not pleased with Atiku Abubakar, but they must open their door for negotiating and renegotiating.
But are you open to that?
We are open. We are
from
open.
your side.
We are open. Everybody can come to NNPP.
Because
we as a party, we can sit down and agree among ourselves. So we can't make it alone.
It is believed that this alignment and realignments are geared towards 2027.
Quite all right. It is politics.
Now, who will play the ticket, for instance?
Nobody
if there
knows.
is an alignment.
Nobody knows.
But will Konkoso step down for Atiku?
We are not yet to that issue. Let the convention decide who will be the presidential candidate.
But of what benefit will any collaboration at this time, of what benefit will it be to party members and to Nigerians?
You need to have a strong opposition. In a presidential system of government like ours, you need to have a strong opposition that will organize its members in the parliament to think and act together, to correct the anomalies of the ruling party, to check the excesses of ruling party. This is the benefit. What we are looking for is to have a strong political party like today. Mr. President lay his budget, then we are looking a situation where a political party picks a budget, do justice to the budget, and come up with the analysis and enrich Nigeria.
Are you satisfied with the composition of the opposition in the Senate, for instance, as it is now?
Yes, I am very pleased and I am happy with the caliber of the people who are in the opposition. Although we are divided for obvious reasons. The outside politics is influencing the caucuses of the National Assembly. Therefore, we need to have an organized political parties outside for us to have an organized house or organized opposition, which will speak with one voice.
We heard a lot you know, when the minority leader, right, from Plateau State, when he was sacked by the
Court.
that the Senate president wanted to decide who becomes the new minority leader. How did you react at that time?
Well, all what I knew is that we sign and we endorse the current minority leader. He came through consensus, and all of us endorse him as our leader.
And he would not pass through undue interference by the Senate president in doing his work, you think?
I know he is a product of minority. He is not the product of Senate president or leadership of the Senate. He is our product.
Yes, and then this question, before we go on break, I want you to answer it. That the Senate president is not really carrying the Pro-Yari group very well, which you belong. Is that correct?
Well, no. You know, we have pledged our loyalty to the administration of Apabio when he assumed. We put that one aside.
The horse trading ahead of his emergence.
We put it aside. We look Nigeria. Yari is the chairman, who is the senior member, or the critical, or the most important member of the group. Wamako is the chairman. Aleru is the chairman. Goje is the chairman. Myself, I am the chairman. Sport Development, Deputy Chairman, Navy. Jimo Ibrahim, who is our DG, is the chairman. I don't know that what you are asking.
Okay, I will ask another question, but we have to go on break.
Yes. Whenever you are talking on that angle,
yes,
it is not Yari Bas Apabio. No.
Okay, we'll talk more on that when we come back from the break. Viewers, don't go away. We'll be back shortly. Well, welcome back. If you are just joining, you are watching Daily Politics on Trust TV. Do well to follow the conversation across our social platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and watch us live on YouTube. We still have in the studio Senator Kawu Sumaila, who represents Kano South in the National Assembly, and he's a member of the New Nigeria People's Party. Yes. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I asked the other question deliberately because we heard that your silence is that of graveyard. I mean, you people are cooking something, going by some of the goofs of the Senate president, that you may likely remove him in no distant future. Is that correct?
Well, there was no time where we decided to remove Senate president. We are more concerned about the welfare of our people. We are more concerned about the situation of Nigeria. Most of us came from the area where insecurity is the order of the day. Why are we wasting our time on removing Senate president?
Does that mean you are satisfied with his
whether we are satisfied or not, there was no time we even table removal of the Senate president. We are doing our own legislative work as guided by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Yeah.
It is not necessary for Senate President to give us chairmanship, but we don't know what parameter he used. He gave us all chairmen. One. Secondly, whenever we want to talk, he allowed us to talk. Yes, we have differences. We are from the opposition. He is from the ruling party. The way he built in Nigeria is different with the way we build it. But not on Yari basis, kwata.
Okay, Senator, a few days ago you responded to a motion by Senator Sunday Karimi from Kogi State. And maybe we should have a look at it so that you now elaborate on your position.
Meanwhile, a bill seeking to amend the Electoral Act to allow political parties nominate or replace validly elected candidates in the event of death, resignation, or vacancy of seats of serving state or federal lawmakers has been quenched by the Senate. The bill, sponsored by Senator representing Kogi West, Sunday Karimi, was thrown out during Tuesday's plenary as his colleagues did not allow it past second reading. Opposing the bill, Kao Suleiman from Kano South said democracy, in line with best practices, deals with the wishes of the generality of the people and not that of a political party, as emphasized by the bill.
How can we allow the party leaders to choose a representative in the constitutional representation in a heterogeneous society like Nigeria? Yes, the ticket is for the party, but the vote is for the candidate.
Those who are in support of further steps being taken on this proposed amendment say aye. Aye. Those again say nay. Nay. The nays have it.
Tuesday's debate puts an end to the issue of Electoral Act review. Rashidat Yusuf for Trust TV News.
Yes, why are you laughing, distinguished senator?
Yes. I'm listening.
Yes, I said, why are you laughing? Is it that you score a big goal there by swaying the votes against...
Quite all right.
Yeah.
Quite all right. It makes me happy, or it makes you happy as a parliament, as a legislature, when your colleague agree with your own thinking.
But why did you toy the other side instead of going with the senator from Kogi?
Constitutionally, it is wrong.
How?
Morally, it is not correct. Constitutionally, it is in the Constitution that the membership of the state National Assembly, executive president, vice president, governor, and deputy governor will come through election. And he want to amend Electoral Act instead of amending the Constitution.
So right from the beginning, he
Right
didn't
from
get it
the
right. Maybe he
beginning,
didn't understand. He sponsored the bill out of ignorance.
I don't know. I can't say so. He's a senior parliamentarian. He joined us in 2011.
You were there already.
Yes, we are there. Yes, he joined us. He's a very senior parliamentarian.
But is it that I think he wanted to make things much easier for the electoral process?
The most important aspect in constitutional democracy is election. Broader participation of the people in choosing a representative, more especially in the parliament.
And you thought that the bill he was trying to sponsor will usurp that power from the electorate?
From the electorate, quite
and give it to the political party?
Give it to the political party. And we have so many problems with our political parties. As I said in the chamber, our political parties, there are various types of political parties. Ours came under mass political party. Mass political parties are not in any way looking for quality in the membership drive. All what they are looking is quantity. How can we win election? APC is like this, PDP is like this, NNPP is like this. They are not ideological parties. Therefore, if you allow the leadership of the party to choose for the people, it negates the principle of constitutional democracy.
But not quite long, former President Olusegun Obasanjo condemned the kind of democracy we are practicing. It is expensive, it is not providing services to the people and all that.
I quite agree with him, 100%.
Then Karimi maybe is trying to bring another kind of democracy.
No. If we want to do something into the system, we must sit down and have a look, a holistic look from the formation of the political party, from the system of our election, from the constitution we are going to operate, the constitution of the political parties, and so and so. Quite all right. We borrowed a system, the presidential system of government from US. My own thinking is that we're supposed to have our own, a hybrid of parliamentary system and presidential system, a hybrid system, which will suit our
based on what works for us?
Culture, tradition, and even geography. We need to consider a lot in arriving in the position. It's an experiment. We have a first experiment of parliamentary system.
Which
we
discarded it is better. We never had
You can't do it in heterogeneous society like this. What led us to the civil war?
Is the parliamentary system.
It's a parliamentary system. Because of the regionalism agitation.
So what type of democracy do you think?
For me,
yes,
in line with former president thinking, we need to have a hybrid system.
Okay, how is it going to
We will
like?
borrow from parliamentary, borrow from traditional monarchy, borrow from presidential, and come up with a system that will suit our needs.
Will you subscribe to a bill in that respect to amend the constitution so that we have that kind of democracy?
In my own thinking, there is need for us to have a holistic look of our constitution, into our constitution. There are so many lacunas. There is so many contradictions.
But distinguished, since 2003, we've been making attempts to amend the constitution. It is like a drain pipe of sorts. Every legislature.
No. I totally disagree with you. We amended the constitution in 2007. In 2010.
But there are certain things that are really germane.
It is process.
Like issue of true federalism.
True federal system. If you want to do a true federal system, it is a process. You see, there is serious suspicion. There is serious misunderstanding, gap, which we need to bridge for us to move forward. Therefore, we amended some part of the constitution. We started with simple, thinking that for now, we're supposed to go to the complex, like through federal system, creation of state, resource control, so many issues. I believe that this current structure will not take us to anywhere.
It must be amended.
We must sit down and discuss.
Should it also include maybe role for traditional rulers? Because you also say constitutional monarchy.
Not necessarily. Let us sit down and brainstorm.
But will you subscribe constitutional role for traditional rulers? Maybe to help some of the issues affecting your people, insecurity. Because they said once we do not recognize the traditional rule, we will never get it right as far as security is concerned.
If it will help, we can. You see, I am supporting through federal system, as you said. Therefore, if our region agreed to give a traditional rulers a certain responsibility in their own constitution, like what is used in 1960 to 1966,
yes,
Northern Nigeria, the system we are operating in Northern Nigeria is entirely different with the West or East.
So we can't have one size fits all.
No, it is difficult.
Distinguished, some people are saying we are in for the worst Senate because 9th Senate was said to be rubber stamped, throughout this thing. And it's like we are heading for the worst this time around, going by some of the approvals you are giving. I'm now making reference to, the supplementary budget that you people stamped for the president, to buy yacht, to buy cars for himself, to build house for the vice president, cars for the first lady.
So I'm not the spokesman of the presidency, but we must do justice to ourselves.
Okay, how?
The procurement of presidential yacht is not in this administration. It is last administration.
The Buhari administration?
It is the Buhari's administration. Let us tell ourselves the truth.
It was approved during his time?
It was approved and it was procured.
Maybe suggested, but without backing of the National Assembly. No budget for it.
No, they have even procured it. What you are going to do is that, do you have something which you will use to start the process of procurement? Yes. Maybe they have it in the last budget, and they even procured the yacht. I saw it with my eyes.
The yacht?
Yes, because I am.
You cruised in it?
No. Because I am deputy chairman Navy. It was in my phone.
So what Senator Indume said is true, that the yacht is already in Nigeria.
It was already in Nigeria. It's into the custody of Nigeria.
Well, why did you agree to something like that?
Who agree?
I mean, you people, the legislators.
No, it is 9 Senate.
But assuming you rejected the proposal to pay
now
for
they have rejected the payment.
But now it is here. Is it that it is going to be taken back to the producers
I don't
or
know.
the manufacturers?
I don't know. But all I know is there was no approval on it.
Now, assuming you just see Tinubu inside the ash, what will you do as legislators?
How do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
Yes, because there is no approval for them to buy, and now they procured it. It is here on our shores. So I'm now just assuming that maybe...
If I establish that there was a procurement without budget, and there is procurement without following due process. Do you understand? Without following due process, definitely I will go against it. We
heard that some of you are finding it difficult to go home because Nigerians are hungry. You procured, vehicles worth 150 or 160 million for each member. We thought some of you in the opposition would reject that proposal ab initio.
I don't want to talk detail on what we discuss in the executive session.
But Nigerians deserve.
But the decision of the Senate is binding on me, whether I supported it or not. I subscribe to the idea, or I must
subscribe
to the idea because it's a business of all, not one. Secondly, we need to do justice to ourselves. I am not in any way in support of buying vehicle for us. Do we need it? One. Secondly is that a senator of the Federal Republic or member of the House of Representatives go and see MDS, agencies of the federal government, ES or MD, who
like
is under
secretary,
who is under permanent secretary under minister, and by the protocol, by the Nigerian protocol, minister is under member of the National Assembly. Is it true or not?
Yeah.
How many of them are using? How many of them are using this kind of vehicle?
The one procured for you.
Quite all right. They are coming for oversight in the depending their action in the National Assembly or inaction.
But does that mean that
therefore the wastage and corruption is not in the National Assembly alone? It is all over. Therefore, if we want to block the wastages and corruption in Nigeria, we must do it holistically, not National Assembly alone. I believe that people are against us or are attacking us because we are their representative. It is our constitutional responsibility to block leakages and corruption in the system. We are the police of the executive.
And that is why some people are saying maybe just you, as Senator Kawu Sumaila, maybe and one or two others ought to have rejected the vehicle to say, no, I will not take it because even though it is a decision of all, I feel...
I have the way of doing my own, which I will not disclose.
Tell me, maybe you will tell me.
No.
Or you will sell it and share the money to your constituents.
I will not say so, but I have a way of dealing with the situation.
Okay, how can the legislature actually redeem itself from the bashing of Nigerians?
It is not legislature enough. You too press. In most cases, you are too biased.
But I have never been biased.
No, me too, I am not. I have my image as legislature.
So how can you help now redeem the legislature?
It's the way you will redeem, the way you are going to redeem the image of press and media houses in Nigeria. We know what we are discussing with the media houses. And we know most of the press and most of the medias, we knew who they are working for and the interests they are protecting.
I know even if I ask you to guess who I'm working for, you will say we're working for
if
Nigeria.
If I ask you to, who's among us who thinks that he lauded his image?
So now, how do we resolve the issue? Because it's really
As Nigeria,
Now,
let us stop the blame game.
Yes, I don't know the total number of probe panels set up by the 10th Senate. I don't have the number, but I know in the House of Reps, over 60 so far, different committees from the commencement of the
Committee to do what?
To probe agencies and all that. But Nigerians are asking, what is the essence of that?
It is the lacuna of the Constitution.
Okay.
Ours is to expose, block the leakages. This is what we can do. The sanction is not in our hand, it's the hand of the executive. It is only the Constitution that can do this.
But who will amend the Constitution to?
It is the legislature, but it is in control, executive controls the legislature, more especially at the state level. More especially at the state level.
So even if there is a bill to
you cannot amend the Constitution unless and until you have 2/3 of state assembly.
To agree.
To agree with you. Therefore, even if we are ready, it is a state assembly. This is our main problem. It is like local government issue. Everybody knew that most of our challenges, more especially from northern Nigeria, emanated from local government system, the way we are running our local government system. Had it been we had an effective and efficient local government system, we cannot, or we wouldn't pound ourselves in this quagmire in northern Nigeria.
Security,
more especially
poverty.
in the security, poverty, these two issues.
So
but deliberately, the state governors are not interested.
Before Buhari left, you know, he attempted to greater extent to restore.
Governors are almighty. Governors are demigod in this democracy.
Why are you not challenging them?
They dictate.
Why are you not challenging them?
Challenging them like what?
Yes, now if you now agree and then restore the full powers of the local government administration.
It is the state assembly who will complement your effort.
And they are not willing to do.
They are not willing to do.
Finally, what are your expectations from this year's budget?
No, I don't have much to say unless and until
you see the details.
The details.
Which are not there. All right. Thank you very much. Distinguished Senator Kawu Sumaila, Kano South, member of the NNPP in the Senate. We thank you for coming to the program.
Thank you.
Yes, and viewers, this is why we come to the end of the program. We hope and sincerely hope that you found the conversation engaging and informative. And be sure to join Daily Politics live airing every weekday and also our special package on Friday, during which we open our telephone line for you to comment on national issues. Once again, thank you for watching. Bye-bye for now. I'm Hamza Idris.